Welcome. We're now learning Sotah, Daf Mem Zayin, page 47, the last few pages of the Masechta. So we're continuing what we spoke yesterday, that when Elisha came to Yericho, and then the youngsters started to chase after him. So two bears came out of the forest and it killed 42 children. So Rabbi Shmuel, one says it was a nace, it was a miracle. Some say it was a miracle within a miracle. One said it was a miracle that there was a forest, but the miracle was that all of a sudden bears came where they weren't naturally there. Some say it was a miracle within a miracle. There was no forest, like there was no forest, there was no bears. So there was two miracles. So the Gemara says, why do you need a forest? Let them just Hashem just make bears. Because bears, if they don't have a place where to run to, they're afraid. So Hashem has to make a forest so the bears will feel comfortable to be able to attack. So Chilin says, because of 42 sacrifices that Balak brought sacrifice when he wanted Bilam to curse the Jewish people, so 42 people were killed. The Gemara says, but doesn't it say you should always study Torah not for the right sake? So eventually you come to the right sake. So even though Balak had a bad thing in mind, but he didn't do it lishma, but he brought sacrifices. So why is this the reward? 42 child that died. The reward is actually something else. That Rus came from Balak, as we know. That Rus was the daughter of Eglon, who was the son of Balak. So he says because Balak was his enjoyment and his whole purpose was to curse the Jews. So therefore, ultimately, what ended up coming out is not the source of his granddaughter becoming a Jew, Ruth becoming a Jew, but that 42 children were killed. So the people told Elisha, the city is good. How could they say the city is good? The water was bad. They brought him actually to bless the water, which was bad. And also there were many miscarriages. So what does it mean it was good? So Reb Chanan says that the place found grace in their eyes. And in front of Reb Yochanan says there are three types of grace that's good. A place has to find grace in your eyes where you live. A wife has to find grace in the eyes of her husband, whether she's beautiful or not. So the husband shows has to be beautiful. And when you buy something, it has to have grace in your eyes. That's what you're buying. The rabbis learned that Elisha became sick 3 times. One was when he made the bears come to chase after the children and kill them. One is when he pushed Gehazi away with 2 hands. And one is that he died, that it says that Elisha got sick at the end of the day, he died from that sickness. So the Gemara says here a general thing, that a person should always live his life that he pushes away with the left, but he always brings closer with the right. You have to have both active at the same time, pushing us to a certain extent, but bringing closer. Not like Elisha that pushed away Gehazi with 2 hands, and not like Yeshua ben Bracha that pushed away Yeshu Hanoitzi, which is JC, as well, in 2 hands. So what's the story with Elisha? The Gemara says that Elisha went to heal Naaman from his taras. And Naaman wanted to give him a lot of gifts. So he says, I didn't come to take the gifts, and he left. So Naaman gave to Gehazi, who was Elisha's helper, he gave him money and clothes. So Elisha said out to him, I didn't go to go get any types of things. I left. Why did you take money and clothes and olives and vineyards and sheep and cattle and servants and maidservants? The Gemara says he didn't take those things. He only took money and clothes. So it says that the money that he took, money and clothes that could have bought all these things. But Rabbi Yitzchak says that Elisha was pushing him away. But Elisha said to him, they would teach learning that the laws of Shemay Shvat and the laws about the different types of creepy crawly things that are tamei, etc. So he said, Rashi, he told to Gehazi, it's come the time that you're going to take the reward for your study Torah in this world, that you got these clothes of money, which are the value of these 8 things I just mentioned. And the tzaras that Naaman had will come to you. And therefore, when it says that there were 4 people that were Mitzrayim, it says it was Gehazi and his 3 children. So Elisha came to Damascus. Why did he go to Damascus? So actually, afterwards, he went to Damascus to bring Gehazi back in Shuvah. But he didn't want to do Shuvah. Why? So he told him, come back. So he says, I can't, because I heard from you, whoever sins and causes others to sin cannot do Teshuvah. What sin did he do that he caused others to sin? So some say that he took a magnetic stone and raised up the the idols that the Rava made and made it look like it was miraculously hanging in the air. So he encouraged people to more idol worship. Or some say that he wrote the name of Hashem on the mouth of the idol, the animal, and he started to make sounds like the animal itself is saying, "I am the Lord your God, and don't have any other gods before me." So even though the animal was saying, don't serve idols," but the fact that it was talking would pull people more to idol worship. Or some say that he pushed away the rabbis from coming to Elisha. So when he actually left, people said, now it's tight, because before it wasn't tight. He didn't let anyone come to learn from Elisha. What happened to Yeshua ben Prachya? Yeshua ben Prachya, what happened was, in the time of Yanai, the king Yanai was very against the rabbis. He started to kill many rabbis. So those who were left, Shimon ben Shattach, his sister, hid him. And Shimon ben Prachya was the leader of the Jews, ran away to Alexandria of Egypt. When things became peaceful, and Shimon ben Shattach came out of hiding, so Shimon ben Shattach sent a message to Yeshua ben Prachya that Jerusalem, the holy city, is telling the Alexandria that my husband is here. My husband is here, is somewhere, but I am alone, desolate. So meaning you're existing somewhere, but Jerusalem is alone. So he realized that it's peace and he can come back. He's not going to be killed. So when he came back, he passed by a place where he was taken up very well with great honors. And then he was praising the person who was his host. So Yeshua Nitzri, JC, was with him, said, "Rebbe, but the eyes of the wife is narrow and very ugly." So he said, "You wicked person, that's what you're looking at. She's a married woman. What are you looking at her face? And judging her as if she's your wife." He took out 400 shayfers and he excommunicated. Every day, JC came back to want to be accepted back. And he pushed him away. One day he was reading Shema, Yeshua ben Prachya. And JC came back, Yeshua Netzer came back. And he wanted to receive him. He wanted to receive him. So he held him, he showed him with his hand. Like, wait. But he went and he thought he's pushing him away. So he went and he bowed down to an idol. So he went back to him, he says, come back, come back. He says, I learned from you already, whoever sins and makes cause others to sin cannot do tshuva. Because as you said, and would say, how did he cause others to sin? Because Yeshua Netzi did sorcery, and he got others to sin. He incited others and he led others to sin. Rav Shimon Lazar says that the Yetzer Hara, a child and a woman, when you deal with them, you have to push on one hand, but also bring closer on the other hand.